my God. What is up, you guys? Welcome back to the Gabby Hour. I'm your host, Gabby Giselle, and today's episode, we're going to be discussing internet hate, internet haters. Is hate culture and like cancel culture just kind of getting out of hand? We're going to be discussing certain things that have happened recently where the internet has kind of banded together to hate certain people, celebrities, influencers, reality TV show guests, or what would you call them? I don't know, but we're going to be having a fun time this episode because we're going to be talking about just overall cancel culture, a lot of like the climate of the social, I would say, not the climate, I would say the social environment on the internet, and what it looks like, especially with the political climate that we are in America, all over the world, because believe it or not, America is not the only one having kind of a weird thing going on right now. Hey, we are not the only ones. So lock in. If this is your first episode, hi, my name is Gabby Giselle, and I am your host. I'm here every single Monday. We sit, we yap, we talk, we spill tea. I love to tell stories. I love to talk about books, and I also have other social media, so go check them out. Everything will be linked down below, and make sure you're subscribed. Turn on your notification bell so that you get notified whenever we upload new episodes, but just know it's every single Monday at 6 p.m. So, love you, and let's get into it. Okay, if you guys did not see last week's episode, we started a new series where we talk about our recent reads. So we're starting off with my recent book club read. I read this in like 2 days. It was a super short read. This is In My Dreams, I Hold a Knife by Ashley Winstead. This is a psychological thriller, more of like a murder mystery, actually. I would call this a murder mystery. It's good. I gave this a 3-star rating. I thought it was just okay. Honestly, for me, a 3-star book is like, there wasn't anything particularly bad about it. It just wasn't that there was anything particularly great about it. Honestly, I would probably give it a 2.75. We're going to change our rating. It's going to be a 2.75 for me because I'm a queen. I use Fable, and Fable lets you do half and quarter star ratings. So sorry for my Goodreads girls. You're going to be like crashing out in the comments, and that's okay. That's okay. But let me tell you what this book is about. This book is about 7 or 8 actually college friends who got really, really close in college. And let me tell you, every single character in this book has problems. If you think any of them are normal or any of them are like okay and doing okay, they're not. Hey, they're not. Basically, one of their friends was brutally unalived their senior year of college right before graduation, or I believe it was junior year of college. Yeah, it does not tell me on the back when it was, but I believe that it was their junior year because their senior year was like supposedly like really awkward and confusing because everything was sort of falling apart after the death of their friend Heather Shelby. And Heather was like this life of the party, very confident, very well loved, very well liked and known. She is described by the main character as like not particularly good looking, and she makes fun of her nose and makes fun of like her average looks, or probably below average looks. So if that's not an indication of what happens in this book, I don't really know what else is. Let me tell you what my book club people thought about it. I would say 3 out of the 5 of us finished it, and we didn't mind it. Like, we liked it. It wasn't necessarily anything good or crazy, but it was a good little bit of like a refresher because we've been having kind of a bad reading summer for book club because we started June trying to read a Kindle Unlimited sort of like indie published book called Tasting Red. It was really, really bad. I would say 4 out of the 5 of us at the time DNF'd the book and refused to finish it. So halfway through, we decided to switch gears and read Anna Wang's King of Envy. that to me was just sort of mid. I think I gave that like a 3 stars. Honestly, as of right now, I think I would probably change that rating to like a 2.5 because I just thought that it was okay. Do you know what I'm saying? Like nothing special about it. I don't even remember. I remember the male main character's name was Vuk, and the female main character's name was Ayana. Ayana? Yeah, I think that's it. But it wasn't particularly memorable. And then Emily McIntyre came out with a book, I believe like 2 years ago now, but it's called Hexed, and I've heard really, really good things. So I was excited, and I wanted to read that for book club, and we were kind of like, seemed like everybody wanted to do like a dark romance kind of vibe, but we also have people in our book club that feel uncomfortable with certain dark romance themes. So it was kind of hard to find one that was good. But, Emily McIntyre, she wrote Scarred, she wrote Hooked. I've read both of those. I like them. Whatever. I think those are just those two. And Twisted, but I don't think I own the physical copy, or I let somebody borrow it and then I lost it. I think. I don't even remember. Honestly, I'd have to check my Goodreads. Anyways, we tried to read Hexed by Emily McIntyre. I'm going to be honest with you. I barely finished it. I finished it like 2 days after book club because I just couldn't care. I didn't find the characters believable. I didn't really find like the romance believable. I felt it was very insta-lusty, and I felt that the story was very Like I know that there was like a twist at the end that we're supposed to be like not sure of, but it was kind of like obvious. I don't know. To me, it felt kind of obvious. I don't even remember what it was. But basically, the Italian mafia meets like Iowa mafia, and it's just not a good time. So it was mid, in my opinion. I think I gave it like a 2.5 star rating. So we've been having like some really bad moments. And I wanted to like switch gears away from dark romance. I just felt like those were not the right vibe to be reading, A, in the summertime, and B, just like in general. I feel like they weren't good picks. They were giving very much like 2019 book talk, and I just didn't want to be there. Do you know what I'm saying? Like they were giving Colleen Hoover level of like not good, and I was just a little bit disappointed because either my book tastes have like seriously changed in the last 2 years since I've read any Emily McIntyre or Anna Wang books, which I'm sure that's probably what it is, or I really don't know. I just wasn't a fan. So anyways, I wanted to switch it up, and we ended up picking a thriller or a murder mystery, and it was good. I would say it was good. If you're in college currently, or if you're in high school currently, no, this is not a high school level book. Never mind. Let me take that one back. I don't want to be canceled for recommending this book to high schoolers if it's like rated R. I don't know if it is. I can't even remember if there is like spicy scenes in this. I don't believe that there are, but I could be totally wrong. So take it with a grain of salt. Actually, no, there definitely is a spicy scene because Coop, my favorite character in this book, yeah, that man, all I'm saying. Do you know what I'm saying? He is so fine, and like he is the energy that I need, my man to bring to a relationship. Like, yeah, you're crazy, but I love it. Excuse me. She must be Latina and he must be white, because that dynamic really just is sacred to like Latina women and their white men. Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I would say it was a pretty good refresher. I would say it's like a pretty good, just like palate cleanser. Nothing too special, but I did go get the trophy because I read it on Kindle Unlimited, which that is where it is if you want to get it for, I guess, not free, but girl math. It's basically free when it's on Kindle Unlimited. I pay $11 a month for my Kindle Unlimited. Babe, it's free. But yeah, I definitely enjoy this. I just feel like maybe it's not my absolute favorite thriller of all time, but it will be going on the thriller pile. It is right here. All of these are my thrillers that I like and or haven't read yet. I think one of them I haven't read yet. I have not read The Maidens. I DNF'd it, and I have not read The Locked Door. I DNF'd 23 and a half lies, but not like indefinitely. That one was kind of just like, I started it at one point in October, and then I just kind of felt like I didn't have the capacity to read it, so I put it down because I was in the middle of finishing, I believe, Crown of Midnight. And that was just like, I was struggling to get through that. So, and there was a lot going on at that time. Anyways, so yeah, that was our read of the week. Or my recent week, read of the week. I don't know. You guys let me know how you guys want me to call this segment, but I'm just going to tell you guys at least one of the books that I read this week. I've definitely read more than one book in the last week, but this is the most recent that I finished. So yeah, I would love to talk to you guys about more books. I know that you guys can like sort of see this pile of books. Last week it was like up to here. It's now up to here. I also have a TBR longer than like this. I'm just kidding. I do have just like quite a long TBR, and it is bad. It's getting worse, honestly, but I'm okay with it because I really want to get library shelves, and I'm going to need a lot of books to fill up those library shelves. So, yeah. What else? So yeah, that was the recent read of the week. Now, I did want to give you guys just like a quick life update before we get into the topic, because I feel like it's nice when I tell you guys how my life's going. Honestly, I have been getting a lot of reading done, which I've been enjoying, because honestly, like the month of May, I got like a little bit less reading done than normal, and especially like in June, I was feeling like the slump. But we're doing better now. I had a really great reading month last month. I am locked the freak in. I just learned how to put Libby books on my Kindle, so that's pretty great. And I am going to be getting like a new Kindle case, pop socket, like charms, all the 9 yards for my Kindle here soon. So we're going to be stepping up the reading game. I also took like 2 months off of posting on the vlog channel, which it's not been 2 months yet. It's been like a month and some change, but it's been good because I felt like I was really stressing myself out and trying to edit and film on the weekend. Oh, that was gross. I feel like I've been stressing myself out to edit and film every single weekend, but for the last like month and a half, I really wanted to focus on like recentering my mind and my brain, and I have been going to the beach and like trying to reconnect with like nature. I got like a new patio set for our patio finally, because our patio, we've lived in this house for almost a year now. Like at the end of September, it will be a full year since we've lived here, and let me tell you, Miss Girl, I have not done anything with that back porch. Like, there was a Papasan chair that I bought on Facebook Marketplace for $50, which ended up being broken, that then I didn't use because every time I'd sit on it, I'd fall back onto my head, and that hurt. So, honestly, screw the girl who sold it to me on Facebook Marketplace. You are fake, and I will be exposing your address. Thank you. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. That's not funny. Of course it's not funny. But yeah, I've just been trying to like take that time to like chill. But like now that I've taken like the last like 6 weeks to kind of like relax, kind of recenter myself, spend a little bit more time in the sun and with nature, I really, really want to get down like a strict routine, especially for during the week. I feel like I've been slacking. I've been kind of like taking the summer off almost, but not really, because I work 6 days a week basically. So it's just, I'm ready to go into August with like a new refreshed mindset, making sure that I am, taking care of my body and also being productive and taking care of my mind and doing it all in a way that I don't burn out, because I think that that's been something that I do a lot. Is I feel like I'm not succeeding at something if I'm not burning out, and that's just not good, because then I lose passion and love for whatever it is that I'm doing. And I don't want to do that with the podcast. I don't want to do that with the vlog channel, especially because the vlog channel is where I get to be like creative with editing and like B-roll, and I get to make it cute and aesthetic. Like, I particularly love watching back the vlogs. I'm going to be honest with you. I watch back the podcast for as long as it takes for me to edit it and make sure that there's no mistakes in it and send it off to YouTube, because I just literally hate listening to my own voice. I'm going to be so honest. I don't like it. I don't want to listen to my own voice. So I definitely struggle with that. so I don't watch back the podcast. But I do enjoy coming up with ideas, researching for the outlines, et cetera, et cetera. Kind of like really taking the time to put effort into the outlines. I feel like that's something that I'm getting a little bit better at as we go on, where I'm putting a little bit more effort into doing the research and finding, you know, fun topics to talk about that I actually feel are important and or are relevant to my life. So I've been trying to really grind and get on a new schedule starting with August. Obviously, it's like the second day of the first week in August, so I'm not like stressing. But you know, today I was almost like really tired. I didn't make my outline yesterday, so I was like, shit, like I'm gonna try to film today and it's not gonna be good. But then I realized, like, you're making excuses. It'll take you 15 to 20 minutes to do the outline. Just do it. We were a little bit slow towards the end of the day at work today because it rained really, really hard. Like, this lightning must have hit the building behind us. I swear. It was like our lights flashed off for like 2 seconds and then came back on. And it sounded like somebody had picked up the building next to us and dropped it. Like, lifted up into the air 300 feet and dropped it. And it was insane. So I did end up doing the outline and stuff, and I've just been trying to be a little bit more strict with that. I've been enjoying that. I've also been enjoying watching Love Island. Jake and I are like locked in. Yes, we have both seen so many spoilers. We already know who wins. I know I'm behind. Whatever. Please don't be in my comments like, this is what happens, that's what happens. I'm gonna spoil it really, really quick. So if you haven't gotten towards like episode 24, 25, I would definitely like just skip a couple of seconds ahead. But we just finished the part where Sierra gets kicked off the island for breaking the code. Yeah, hey, that was crazy. But then Nick and Alandria get together, so that was crazy. Anyways, I'm not gonna give any more spoilers, but I've been loving it. It's been so much fun to watch because it's like, you know, my man and I, we're so to ourselves, and then we have like our small little friend groups, and we don't really do anything crazy. We don't go out, we don't do drinking, we don't like do any of that stuff. So it's funny to watch people that are like in our age range. These people are anywhere from like 23 to like 32, 34. Like, these people are like our age range of people. I'm about to be 24 and Jake just turned 26, 27. Honestly, I don't even know how old he's turning. I feel like I should know this, but it's been just like fun watching them. It's just such a fun, crappy reality TV show, but it's not even crappy. Like, the producers know what they're doing. So it's definitely been fun watching that with Jake because I feel like it's fun seeing his reaction, especially when it comes to like the boys stuff. Like when the Jeremiah Huda stuff was going on, it was very like interesting to see his reaction to a lot of it. So we've been having fun watching that. But speaking of Love Island, let's get into sort of today's topic. If you haven't seen it, right, in the beginning especially, a lot of people online were coming for Huda. And Huda is one of the girls who is on Love Island this season. She is a mother. Her daughter, I believe, is 5 or 6 years old. She's pretty young. And a lot of people were hating on her for leaving her child for an extended period of time and then going out to the villa and not being open and honest with people about the fact that she is a mother, considering that that would be like a pretty make or break attribute to have. Is that an attribute? No, I would say like living situation, lifestyle to have, to be a parent and then expect somebody who you really like and you're forming a connection with like weeks later to, once you finally feel comfortable telling them that you're a mom, to, you know, be okay with. Now, I do understand though that it'll really tell you if these people, like, a lot of people will just write you off because you have kids. Do you know what I'm saying? So I kind of understand it, but I also feel like in a situation like that where you don't have very much time to get to know each other, there's no social media, so you can't like stalk anybody. Like, these people, you're complete strangers. You don't have any connections. So it's not like in the real world if you were dating a guy, right? And he didn't tell you that he had a kid, but you found out through like the grapevine or on Instagram, because all women are amazing FBI agents and we will find out. It's kind of like, I feel like people would just be chilling about it, especially if they don't care that you have a kid. I'm sure they'd kind of just sit back on that and be like, I'll let them tell me in their own time, because it's not like we are trying to win a TV show. We're supposed to like fall in love and then like be official boyfriend and girlfriend. Like, no, we're just dating, so it's not a big deal. Versus on Love Island, you're literally stuck with that person, sleeping in the same bed as if you were living together, essentially like a home simulator with this person, with like zero privacy, and like everything that you do is recorded. I just feel like it's kind of crazy to do that. But a lot of people were hating on Huda, and it's been pretty easy in the past. I feel like when I was like a kid, maybe not in my adulthood, but definitely when I was younger, probably like 13, when like Musical.ly was a thing, Vine, on Facebook and stuff. If there was like a post of somebody, a girl, wearing clothes I didn't like, or singing and it was bad, or just like anything, I was a hater. And I feel like that's a very childish thing to do on the internet, but I feel like it is, it's like a lot of people do it. So like my experience with hate hasn't really been this like crazy thing. I've never been canceled, not yet. I'm sure something will come up. I'm sure somebody will be like, Gabby bullied me in middle school, and I'm gonna be like, yeah, I'm really sorry, I wanted to die. I don't know what else to say. Like, my bad, queen. I'm happy that like you didn't let my miserable ass get to you. Do you know what I'm saying? But I've definitely gotten, especially when I talk about politics, men commenting on my posts, you're an idiot, you're not special, Trump 2028, nah, 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 nah. You are not special. And honestly, the gall that grown men have to think that I absolutely give a fuck. I don't. Hey hey, Miss Girl, I don't. I really don't care what you have to say about me. I don't care what you think about me, you incel. How about you crawl right back into the hole that you came out of, because you're not welcome here. Thank you. Tyranny is on the rise in the White House. But like, I just feel like also MAGA men who take the time to comment on your Instagram post, on your reels, on your shorts, on your YouTube video where you're talking shit about Donald Trump, they cannot for the life of them practice what they preach. They will get on the internet and say things like, get over it, leave the country, get off of my page if you don't want to hear the truth, like just stupid shit like that. And then they will literally go to your page, watch all of your Instagram reels, and then leave a hate comment about the last 6 reels that you post. And it's like, dude, all of those 6 reels were over a minute long. I know you've been watching my videos for at least 10 minutes. Babe, it's sad. Just get a job. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's okay to leave your mom's basement. You can get a job. I've definitely gotten hate from men like that, and I just think it's crazy. It's literally like the minute Donald Trump does anything wrong too, they're so quick to be like, you guys are so sensitive, you're so dramatic, you're so this, you're so that. And it's like Joe Biden like gives his child a kiss on the forehead, which like, I'm not defending Joe Biden, just to be clear. But there will be like a picture of Joe Biden kissing his child on the forehead, and they'll be like, pedo. And it's like, dude, we have pictures of Donald Trump sitting next to Jeffrey Epstein, and like literal interviews where they've called each other their best friends. We have testimonies from women, and these are not new, about his involvement. Sounds like the truth to me. But yeah, it's just I've definitely gotten my fair share of hate on the internet, and I've dealt out my fair share of hate on the internet. So I want to talk about like how easy it is to be like, and why is it so easy to be a hater on the internet? Because I feel like you get this sense of confidence from these certain aspects of the internet, especially like early internet times. I feel like when I was a kid, it was easier to be like a public hater of things without getting like your identity completely like, you know, put out there, which I think if you're being like a horrible person, you probably deserve to have your identity thrown out there and like lose your job because you're a bigot and a POS. But honestly, I'm just like, I don't really feel bad for those people, but I feel like that's really what gave everybody like the gall and the gumption to post online and be a hater. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's definitely been times when like people that I don't even know and I've never met my whole life, I've never even seen them on my page, they'll pop up their videos and something like that. And, you know, as a kid, I probably was like, this is stupid, ha ha ha. Like, this is a lame video, as if I could do any better. Like, you were 13 making music videos to Poker Face with MacBook scrapbook effect on your computer. Like, babe, just get over yourself. Do you know what I'm saying? I feel like the anonymity of being online is something that is becoming less and less apparent to people online because you can't really hide your identity anymore. But I feel like that's why so many people nowadays who say like crazy things on the internet, they find that like that makes them feel good. That they're like, oh, I don't care if people know who I am or what I do. Like, I know I'm going to get the support that I'm going to get, and it doesn't matter. Like, we're talking about, I don't even want to like give attention to it, but there was a guy who went on Jubilee and he said some crazy things, and he lost his job and then raised $30,000 on Give Send Go, like donated to him by conservatives. Like, this is just insane. This is insane. I feel like it also feels like when there is a lot of hate in the situation of like the Huda situation on Love Island, a lot of people with the whole Love Island Huda situation, there was mass hate towards her, right? So when you see an edit of Huda making her look to be the villain with the villain edit and just very much doing shit that's like not the best character, it's so easy to just like post in the comments like, I hate this girl, LOL, and then get like one or two people to like the comment, and then it just kind of disappears in the sea of hate on this one post, right? Because you're thinking, number one, even if the person sees it, there's so many other people doing it that like I'm never going to see any real consequences. And on top of that, you know, I'm going to get validation from the people who comment back at me and agree, or who like it, etc., etc. And even if somebody comments back being like, you're a loser and you're dumb and stupid, right? It's kind of like, all right, this is pixels on a screen. It doesn't actually matter. I will never see you in real life. So it kind of feels like there's no real consequences when it comes to especially mass hatred of a public figure, celebrity, whatever that may be. I also feel like 9 out of 10 times you can find somebody on the internet who will agree with you. Whether or not your opinion is popular particularly doesn't matter, because especially if it's unpopular, people are really going to rally behind you if they have an opinion. Like, if they're like, just take the blue dress versus the white dress debate as an example. How many people saw the blue dress? And then how many people months later saw the image again? And after they like argued and fought about it on the internet and hated on their friends and were rude to people about it, looked at it again and went, oh, that's white and gold. Hello? And it's just because maybe the light hit your eye differently that day. Maybe you're in a different setting. Maybe your eyes were adjusting a little bit differently. Like, it doesn't matter, right? All of a sudden, now your opinion has changed and you just like burned a bunch of bridges with your friends over a stupid dress on the internet. And that actually happened. Like, that was like a serious thing. I remember when that happened, me and my friends would argue about it for like hours, and we'd be like, how can you not see what I'm seeing? It's so plain as day. And on top of that, it was being validated both sides by what was being put out on the internet, because it was such a big story. So when we see people who are public figures like let's take Rob from Love Island from last season. Very well liked person. People love Rob, right? They didn't love Rob when he was in the villa particularly though, right? Because it's so easy, because as soon as somebody was like, oh, Rob's acting like this and this and this, and he's moving like this, and I don't like it, and people on the internet start snowballing it, right, for validation and like, you know, just to be haters and get the attention that it comes with it, it snowballs into like, oh, people like don't like Rob. And then when Rob gets out the villa, everybody meets him again and is like, oh, Rob's actually kind of nice. And now everybody loves Rob. And it's so strange to watch, because it's literally like the blind leading the blind. It's insane because you don't actually know these people. I also feel like, talking about villain edits and, you know, good edits of people, right? It is so easy with the way that we create content and consume it to skew somebody's image of a public figure or person on the internet, or even if they're not public, right? Like, you can skew the image of somebody's mom to them because you just said the perfect things and you know them so well to know what makes them tick and what would bother them enough for them to switch up on their own mom, right? Like, that's manipulation, but some people are good at that. And all you have to do is just, you know, tweak a couple things, post it this way with this sound, and cut this one clip of her saying it this way with these words, and it'll sound like they're a horrible person, right? And so you get people being like absolute haters because, you know, they really just can't help it. They're very much, what's the word? Like, they're just, you know, they're cattle, or not cattle, they're sheep. They follow. So it's not very hard to get people to like see things your way if you just change the way that it looks, right? And then I feel like sometimes if you just see mass hate towards somebody, or like a mass opinion or theory, it can feel so like, oh my God, like I didn't know, like blah, 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 blah. For example, I recently was scrolling on TikTok and I see this video by Brianna Salas. I don't really know. But she was famous for being like on The Voice. She was a Disney Channel girl, whatever, right? She started in like the influencer industry because, you know, she just knew a lot of people like that in LA. She was friends with Andrea Russet, et cetera, et cetera. She posted a video of her today talking about this story that happened a year ago with a friend of hers who was like a total train wreck, who was like super inconsiderate, super horrible person, and was like acting a fool. And everybody in the comments is speculating it's like Andrea Russet. And then Andrea Russet posted a couple days ago a video of her being like, you know, whatever God you prayed to like hate on me, it didn't work, right? Like whatever. I forget what the sound is. I think it might be a Nicki song or a Megan Thee Stallion song. I'm not sure. But, you know, then you're looking at it and I'm like, oh my God, like, is that really what Andrea's like? Like, oh my God, I've been such a fan for so long. Like, I can't believe it. And then I'm like, you don't even know if it's about her. Like, this could just be a coincidence, right? This could just be like a one-off thing, whatever, even if it is true, right? If you aren't familiar with Andrea Russet, you know, she had a drinking problem and she's on a sober journey and she's really trying to take care of herself. And you can see and you can tell like she's changing and growing and stuff, which is amazing. But who am I to judge her for her past when I have a past also? Do you know what I'm saying? But it was so quick for me to be like, oh my God, like I can't believe Andrea would do that. Like, was she always like that? You know, and I'm questioning myself, even though A, I'm not even sure if it's about her, and B, even if it was, she's clearly gone on a journey to become a new version of herself, and she's working on it. So, you know, you can't really judge them, but it's so easy to just like flip that switch because somebody said something and it perfectly aligns with this, and like, you know, these people think this and they would know because they're big fans and they pay attention to this. And, you know, it's just hard to separate your facts from the feeling that it gives you to see these pixels on a screen and you're like, oh my God, like they don't like each other anymore, or oh my God, they broke up, or oh my God, like there's drama. And you know, it's so easy. So there was like, I was sitting here kind of thinking about When I say there are no consequences to being a hater online and posting hateful things and talking bad about a celebrity on the internet, right? Or an influencer, or even just amongst your friends, right? To say, like, there's no real consequences. The thing is that there is, right? They're just usually not in front of your face. They're usually not going to affect you. You're not going to see the consequences. You don't know this person in real life. And as I was sitting there thinking about this, I kind of came up with the analogy of, like, judging somebody's character, hating on their character, the way that they look, walk, talk, act on the internet is like standing outside of somebody's house that you've never been into before and explaining to a stranger how to get to the plates and where they are. You don't know. You might be saying, oh, when you walk in, there's going to be a foyer. You're going to turn right down the hall over to the left side. There's going to be a big open dining room. And then in the back, there's a chest of silverware, and it'll be in a box on the left side, and you just need to polish it. The polish is in there, and and then it could literally be that they don't even have a foyer. They walk in and it's literally like open concept kitchen living room, and you're just like, to the right, and to the right is the guest bathroom or the garage. And you're sitting there acting like you don't know these people in real life. Like, it is crazy to me as a grown adult for you to be judging somebody's like character like so hard to the point where you feel the need to make a hate comment or a hate video about somebody. Like, it's one thing to watch reality TV and be like, I didn't really like the way that she acted, or like there must be some tea there, like, are they gonna break up, are they not gonna break up, right? Because when people put their lives out there, sure, they're open to speculation, but that doesn't mean they agree to get hate for being a human being. Like, that's what you sign up for when you watch reality TV. Otherwise we would just watch regular TV. If you want to see perfect characters with the perfect resolution to their problems, with the perfect character arcs, they go from, even if they start off as a bad guy, they're going to go from the bad guy to the good guy in the perfect way, with the perfect scenario, and it's going to be the perfect romance. When you're watching reality TV, it's not supposed to be perfect. These people are supposed to make mistakes and do wrong things because it's not scripted. I mean, it shouldn't be, but, you just grow up. Do you know what I'm saying? I feel like you're not doing anything to change that person in a positive way at all. Like, if and I'm talking to myself, my younger self, right? Like, I used to be a hater on the internet for no reason. I'd make hate comments on things that didn't even have anything to do with me. And it was just because, like, I was a kid and I thought it was like cool, and I guess I just didn't understand that, like, it probably wouldn't be read. I was probably like 13 the last time I left a hate comment on something. And hey, don't quote me on that because I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I'm a professional hater, but I don't like really put hate out on the internet. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not, other than for like the current administration, I don't put not much hate out there. But, it's very, it's very strange. So I don't know. It's just so weird to hate on people and think that you calling them ugly or fat or stupid or unimportant in their comments is going to change them for the better. No, it's not going to change them for the better. They're going to like feel horrible about themselves. And then you're going to make them take 10 steps back from doing, what makes them happy. Like, what does that have to do with you? Right? Like, sometimes I even catch myself with the internal thoughts. Like, again, I'm not the kind of person to go on the internet and say these things or say them out loud, really. But even sometimes I'm like, man, like, I'm kind of a judgmental bitch. Like, I need to rein it in. And it's always just kind of like me having this realization and, not the realization, but remembering that, like, they're not bothering me. Why do I care? I really don't. I feel like a Christian nationalist during Pride Month, like, bothered as hell. Get over it. It has nothing to do with you. It doesn't affect you. You're being ridiculous. That's how I feel. That's how I feel about it. I'm like, wow, you're being so dramatic for literally like no reason. And, one of the consequences to that you're not going to see is like really low self-esteem, or even like as far as self-hatred. Like, when you start telling people what they are and you're saying it in a negative connotation. Like, let's take it, for example, on Love Island. Sorry, I'm using so many Love Island references because it's just what I've been watching recently. But like Amaya, when they did this thing, and a lot of people wrote in something not so nice to her. And it was really, really sad to see her upset about it, because these people are essentially ganging up on her and saying that she's too much, she's too emotional, she's too this, she's too that. And it's like, what good did that do other than make her feel insecure about herself for that moment, right? Obviously, Amaya Papaya is confident, she is gratitually, she is personally, she is what was the other one that she said? Oh, I love the way that she talks. She's so funny. I just like, it's so unnecessary. You're not changing that. You're going to make them feel worse. And then that could be dangerous. Like, self-hatred is extremely dangerous. So just be careful with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, even spreading hate in like your circles about a celebrity or an influencer, somebody who is not just like locally popular, famous, or important, but you're still spreading hate and misinformation to other people that you're not even sure is true. Because again, 9 times out of 10, we don't know if what we're seeing from celebrities and people in the public eye is even real. Like, even influencers are supposed to be like the real version of celebrities, the relatable version of celebrities, right? Half the time, everything that people do online, especially like the most famous people, is scripted. It's all a bunch of BS. You look at people like Jake Paul, and it's all just a bunch of scripted mess. It has nothing to really do with his real life and character. Well, I would say it probably has a little bit to do with his character, but it's just, you are seeing a fabricated version of somebody and hating on them and making them feel like horrible about themselves, and it's not productive. It makes no sense. I feel like hate can sometimes feel okay when somebody does something that's like bigoted, something that is harmful to people, whether it's the language that you use to speak to somebody or about somebody or a certain group of people, or the misinformation that you spread. Sometimes it feels validated to hate people, but I'm telling you right now, people who do things like that, they just want attention, and you're giving it to them. They don't want to be educated. They don't want to be corrected. They don't care if you do those things. They love it. It means that you're paying attention. It means that they've triggered you. It's their goal. Ignore them. When I see a post of like somebody spewing absolute lies about, I wish I could do this in real life, because the other day this guy was talking to me and he was saying that like immigrants were benefiting from like government assistance programs, and I'm like, where? I've never had health insurance in my fucking life. Where? That's not true. I've had health insurance, but not through the government. Baby, I had that Blue Cross Blue Shield, not no Medicaid. Okay. I was so pissed because, at least on the internet, you can just ignore people. You can like hold down and press not interested on TikTok. You can press the share button and click report. Like, you can do certain things. You can block certain creators. You can block certain hashtags. You can block certain topics. You can filter your feed. You can't filter people in real life. So take advantage of it on the internet. Don't look at shit that you don't agree with. Like, hello? Now, look at shit that challenges your opinion. I would definitely hear people out if they have educated opinions and thoughts that are fleshed out of opposing ideologies and beliefs. Sure. But it's just like, I don't know. It's just stupid. Sometimes it can feel okay to like send them hate, and it's like, no, it's not, because you're just doing the exact same thing they're doing, except you're making them feel better about their decision, because you're giving them exactly what they want. They want the attention. Ignore them. I feel like the best thing that you can do for people like that is acknowledge the things that they said that are incorrect or harmful or rude. Educate them on why they shouldn't be saying those things and why it is so important to not use that language or act in that way or do that thing or say it that way. And then you just let them go. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, release them. Because once you educate somebody, half the people aren't even worth your time or your breath to educate on a certain topic because they know and they don't care. Especially in today's America, like there's so many people out there who are so hateful and disgusting and they don't care. They find it so funny the way that they walk and talk and act about certain people. And I would also say that if somebody who's famous does something wrong or says something wrong, right? And they have apologized for it, they have done the work or, are in the process of it, and somebody brings them up and this about them that, this one creator comes up in a conversation and they're no, like for example Andrea Russet, she comes up in a conversation, I'm like, oh, did you know she's an alcoholic? But it's like, yeah, but she's working on it, she's she did this and that. And imagine if I had seen that video and like those allegations in the comments about Brianna talking about Andrea Russet and taking it seriously and like for what it is, and went to everyone able to like, oh my god, did you see that so and so was talking shit about Andrea Russet because she did this and this and that and blah 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 blah. Then when these people go and they're hanging out with their friends in a couple of months or years or whatever, and they're like, dude, like my friend was just telling me about that Andrea Russet girl, you remember her from back in the day, like she was having beef with this girl because she was like doing this and drugs and blah 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 blah. And it's like, okay, I don't even know if that's true. And now 35 people think this way. And it's like just from me explaining to people something that I don't even know if it's true. So it's just like, you're not getting anything out of it. You 100% have every right to call out your favorite creators for doing things that hurt you. However, if they're just being a certain way, or they switch up the kind of content they're making, or they stop, like for example, Tana Mojo, right? Hey, you have every right to hate Tana Mojo because she said the N-word. But you can't hate Tana Mojo because she doesn't really like party or drink anymore and she's like trying to be sober and like happy. And you're just bored of that content. Like she posted like a video recently, and then I saw a TikTok about it and people being like, Tana Mojo's boring, Tana Mojo's trying to be a clean girl, Tana Mojo that. I'm like, dude, this girl has a problem and she's trying to get better. And you're hating on her because what? You think her videos are boring now because she's basic, because she's clean girl? Okay, go find the next party girl. There's no shortage of party girls on the internet. Tara Yummy is like the best. She's a baddie. Let her be the new Tana Mojo. I mean, she's not Tana Mojo because she's like very different, but I would say she has the same like energy of like young, hot, party girl, whatever. Go look at her content. She makes really fun, awesome content. She just posted her birthday vlog. It was a great time. Go watch it. Like, you can't hate Tana Mojo because she's getting healthy and changing her life. Like, if you want your creators to stay exactly the same forever, you're sorely mistaken. Sorely mistaken. So, I don't know. I just feel like sometimes people take it way too much upon themselves to be like the internet police. It's like, you don't have to do that. Now, I do have a list of people who I think it's okay to hate on the internet, to make fun of, to giggle about, right? We're talking racists, bigots, homophobes, just any of that stuff, okay? Fascists, go for it. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, beat them down on the internet. Like, hey, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words, they gonna hurt them. They get so triggered. The same way that they love to trigger liberals on the internet by saying like crazy weird things, they get 10 times as mad when you say like literally, when you just like recite facts in their comment section. They're like, you're crazy, you're the deep state, fake news. They get so triggered. It's hilarious. I think that they deserve it. I think that it's okay to hate people like that. 100%. I also think that the only thing though that I will say with hating those people is they like the attention. So be careful how much attention you give them. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's okay to like make fun of somebody on the internet, right? And like crack jokes about like Charlie Kirk and his scary smile. Like, that's terrifying. It's okay to like make fun of like DJT's cankles. Like, that's hilarious. I love making fun of Jordan Peterson and his voice. So annoying. Love making fun of him. Love making fun of Peter Thiel. How are you gay? You are not passing the vibe check. You would not get to hang out with the girls and the gays. You're not allowed. That's crazy to me. You're literally like RuPaul's evil fucking bitch. Okay, disgusting. If you didn't know, Peter Thiel is like the founder of Palantir, which is like a mega surveillance company that the government is trying to use to capture immigrants. So, fuck Palantir. But yeah, like don't give them like attention too often because they like that shit. They love it. They love when you talk down on them. So yeah, I would feel like my main takeaways that I want you guys to really take from this episode is, be careful what you say online to people. You just never know what people are going through. And so like, if there's like an idiot on the internet just like saying weird shit, just leave them alone. You don't know what they're going through. Right? Like if there's somebody on the internet like hating on your favorite celebrity, just like click not interested. Just report it. Just block them. Just scroll past. It is not worth giving your energy to those people. Understand that hate is never helpful. I don't think it's helpful to tell people like you really shouldn't wear that skirt, you look fat in it. That's not helpful. First of all, if they felt good enough to take a photo or a video of themselves in it, then that's their prerogative. Whether or not you think it looks good has nothing to do with them, and you should keep that to yourself. And I would say the last thing I want you guys to really take away from today's episode is, hey, put down the phone, go touch some fucking grass. Go put your feet in the sand. Go like pick grass out of a field while you sit there and talk to your friend. Like, I don't care what it is you do. Please get off the phone. Like, people who get into internet beef and drama to argue with people, especially right now in this like political climate where we have far right conservatives and liberals. I don't know what the word would be for like people who are in the middle, but like I feel like people in the middle don't argue on the internet about it. I feel like far left and far right are the ones that are arguing on the internet constantly. And it's like, dude, you really don't have to. Like, hey, you're not getting paid for that. Like, at least Charlie Kirk gets a bag every time you watch his YouTube video because you hate him. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, at least Charlie Kirk is getting paid per view. I don't care. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, do not give those people attention. Just let them be. Ignore, block, remove, bye. Go outside and touch some grass. Seriously, these people are so weird and they are one-offs, and the more attention you give them, they love it. They feed off of that. So don't even give it to them. So yeah, that's all I really want to talk about. I just think a lot of the internet recently has been really hateful. And, as somebody who's the daughter of immigrants, it's been really hard not to like just fucking just be angry all the time. I'm livid. I'm angry. I hate the world we live in. It sucks. I have to go to work every day like the world isn't ending. Like I have to run my business every single day as if like we might not go to nuclear war with Russia or Israel. Like we didn't just bomb Iran. Like we're not starving children in Gaza. Like people in Israel are not like burning their draft papers and like out in the street protesting against the Israeli government. We just have to like move on. Like people are not losing their Medicare, Medicaid, and like SNAP benefits, and they're not going to starve, and they're not going to go hungry this winter, and they're not going to probably die in the streets because we just hate people. Yeah, it's hard. It's really fucking hard to be positive sometimes. But man, like that's all you have. It's seriously all you have. A long time ago when Donald Trump was running for president the first term, like halfway through, I don't remember who it was, but I remember seeing a post on Instagram and it was like, losing hope is the worst thing you can do when you feel hopeless. It is more dangerous than anything that anybody could do to you. And that is that's the attitude I try to carry since then. And it's really sad because I was like 17 then, 16 or 17. And the world just like doesn't get any better. And we're just living in it. And whatever. I'm going to move on because it's like going to piss me off if I keep talking about it. I just want you guys to like not be spreading hate online. Do not give attention to these people who are going on the internet spreading absolute dumbassery. They want it. They want your attention. They want your view. They want your comment. It gives them more money. Don't give them attention. Seriously. Like, that is how you wean these people out. So yeah, I just really want you guys to like be happy on the internet and make content about things that you like and that make you feel passionate, because like, hey, yeah, the world might end tomorrow, but like, are you really going to be until then sitting on the internet arguing with bigots when you could be like posting about your favorite book and posting reels of you knitting and interacting with really cool videos of your favorite artists? That's the beautiful internet that we can create. My yuck and yum for this week, if you guys are new here, the yuck and the yum of the week is just I picked two things, one that yucks me out and one that is yummy, and I talk about them. Number one, my yuck is going to be Charlie Kirk's smile. I mentioned it earlier in the video. If you've never seen it, it's terrifying. He's absolutely terrifying. Like, if that man walked up to me on the street, I would be scared. And not because I think that I couldn't beat him up, but because I feel like he would immediately like start licking my toes or something for no reason. I'm like terrified of that man. I don't want you anywhere near my toes, Charlie Kirk. Get away. Them little chompers in your mouth. Yeah, put them away. Nobody wants to see that shit. Ain't nobody want to see that shit. Me, the whole episode. Guys, spread love. Me, Charlie Kirk. Fuck you. Oh my God. I would say my yum of this week, you guys. I don't want to have the same yum as last week. You guys. But like, I want to talk about it. Let me talk about another book that I'm reading. I'm almost done with it. I'm in the last, like, I think I might have like 30 to 40 pages left. I'm on page 370. There's 405. Oh my God, I just saw something from the epilogue. That is so cute. There's 405 pages. Oh, that's so cute. I am loving this book, Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. You guys need to go, just, if you haven't read this yet, read this before the end of August. I promise you it's going to make you feel just like cozy, good summer feelings and vibes. There are a couple issues that I have with this, but I want to wait until I'm done with it to like give you guys my full opinion. But if you guys want to see that, it'll be on my TikTok, at Gabby.Giselle_ on TikTok and Instagram, by the way. So yeah, I just know I'm enjoying this so far. It's definitely my yum of this week. I was reading it earlier today and then yesterday, last night, really late at night, and I just like, I'm loving it. It's so cute. I'm having such a good time. So if you guys want like a comfy, cute, cozy, realistic romance, well, I wouldn't call it like necessarily super realistic, but you know, semi-realistic, believable at the very least. Romance, I definitely recommend Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. Somebody told me though that I didn't know that this was a part of like interconnected standalones. I didn't know that. I thought that they were all their own book, but apparently all the characters in Abby Jimenez books are connected. And I know that she just came out with a book called Say You'll Remember Me. To be honest, I don't want to read any book with a Taylor Swift title. And not because I don't like Taylor Swift or because I like hate Taylor Swift. I just feel like it's not going to be for me. Because I'm like not a big Taylor Swift fan, to be honest. And I heard that one has something to do with TikTok, and that really freaks me out. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this episode, you guys. I hope you had a fun little cozy goofy time with me. Let me know if you guys have ever posted internet hate or if you've ever gotten internet hate and what for. I love you guys so much. Make sure you're subscribed, like, comment down below, and I will see you guys next week here at the Gabby Hour. Bye.